up guys, welcome to OCD Movie Reviews. My name is Owen Zabrinka and welcome guys to another movie review. I know, I haven't done a movie review in a while. We are back with 2020 and I want to talk to you guys about something after this review. But anyway, let's get on to the review. So today I'm going to review a pretty late review. This movie came out on Halloween this year, but I've been so busy with those top 10 videos I've been doing with my friends, and I'm still going to be doing that. Hopefully you guys like those videos. But now, I'm reviewing it right now. It's a new VOD movie that came out this Halloween. It's a new horror film, Spell. I got a spell on you. This movie is directed by Tonderai and stars Omari, Hardwick and Loretta, Devine. After a plane crash, while a father and his family goes to his father's funeral, a father wakes up, played by Omari Hardwick, in an attic of this really weird farmhouse where the relatives of this farmhouse does really dark magic and hexing.
Where am I?
You was in a plane accident.
What about my family?
Baby, you were the only one found.
I need an ambulance.
Ain't a hospital within 50 miles of here.
Where you think you is? New York City?
Now, at first, I was interested in the film from the trailers. It kind of looks like a Jordan Peele type horror film until I find out who's involved with this movie, is when I didn't get excited for this film. The director, Tonderai, does some really shit films, including The House at the End of the Street that stars Jennifer Lawrence, which that movie wasn't that great, and also the screenplay of this film is the guy who's involved with Ultraviolet. One of the worst movies I've ever freaking seen in my life. So, I had very low expectations with this film, and I'm gonna say, one of the positives of this film, thank Christ this movie came out on VOD. But, yeah, this movie was bad. It was literally terrible. There were some cool things in this movie, like the concept of black magic and hexing and those voodoo doll aspects of the film. That's probably my biggest positive with the film, of how interesting the concept is. It's basically taking witchcraft meets the movie Misery. It kind of has that vibe to it. Also, I would say the third act of this film is when this film actually got okay. Like, not as great, but enjoyable. But the problem is this movie just took a while for the third act to come, because this movie was just a tough movie to watch, honestly. Because of how boring this movie is. Because of how terrible the acting is. Because of how terrible the editing even is. It's a movie that I just couldn't stand. Like, even from the start of the movie, I'm like, I knew this movie was going to be bad. The acting in this movie was just atrocious in the film, and I feel very bad for people who are involved in this movie. Omari Hardwick, who I've seen, the only thing I've seen him in is he's playing Morris Chestnut's character in the first Kick-Ass movie. That is it. So I haven't seen him in other movies before, so this is the first main lead I've seen him in. And he's one of those actors that did try his best, but just for that terrible script and his acting that he's directed on, he was really not that good in the movie. And I didn't root for his character at all, because his character wasn't even that likable to begin with. He's playing this rich guy, he's playing this lawyer that, you know, has everything he wants. He's so rich. They even explain that, oh, I have this door for a lot of money. I'm like, really? That's how you introduce a rich guy for talking about a freaking door? Like, I'm just like, what the heck? And I thought his character was so boring in the film, and I didn't root for him. And I feel bad saying that because I'm supposed to. But since his character's that boring, what's the point of rooting for him if his character isn't interesting? Especially Loretta Devine, hopefully I say her name right, who plays the owner of this farmhouse he's landed on. My god, even from the trailers, I'm like, her acting is going to be so terrible in this film. And I feel bad for her. I'm sure she's a very nice, sweet lady, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to blame you. It's basically the writing of your character, but I thought you were not that good in the movie. I thought you were just so hysterical in the film. And like I said before, you know, this movie took some really interesting concepts. It's just the writing and the direction that makes those directions very uninteresting. Because I heard some people reviewing this movie like saying, oh, this has nothing to do with that culture and all that stuff. The way I see it, some other reviews for this movie, and I don't know anything about it, so maybe I'm wrong, maybe it is, you know, the way I see this film, it just doesn't look like something I've seen. It's like they always took like really weird cultures and make it into a horror film in a weird way. Does that make sense? I like movies that took place in one location. But the location wasn't interesting. It was just a farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. There's no interest in it. Even when this movie was trying to make it interesting, I just felt like, since the writing was terrible, I didn't even care about the direction in this movie. Like, the third act got a lot of fun, got into a B movie guilty pleasure like levels to it, but it's just a pain to get there, honestly. Guys, I wouldn't recommend you guys to see Spell. I thought this movie was literally boring as shit, and the acting in this movie was just all around terrible. And even the editing was pretty terrible in this movie also. Like, there were some weird edit cuts of this movie, and I just felt like, why do I even care? Like, why do I even care about Spell? It had some great opportunities, but of course, with all horror films this year, it just misguided. I would say this is a pretty shit year for horror films, which I'm not going to blame movies for that. I blame COVID-19 for giving us these shitty horror films. I'm going to give Spell a 3 out of 10. So guys, that is my review for Spell. Let me know what you think of this movie in the comments below. If you like the movie, hate the movie, or you thought it's okay, just let me know in the comments below. Haunted Cinemas has finally opened in Victoria. Finally, so far, everything's going back to normal now. So I'm going to be going back seeing more movies, guys. For 2020, I'm going to see Tenet. I'm going to see The New Mutants. So these are the two movies that I'm going to watch this past weekend. So I'm really, really excited for that. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, and Twitter. Keep contact with me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notified for my latest reviews. And have a nice day.